Alright, we're trying something a little bit different. Because it's late, the Globes are over, and I don't want to go into a lot of effort in editing this very complex video, so I'm keeping it raw. I'm just straight up recording this, uploading the file. If I mess up, you're gonna see it, but I wanted to get a reaction video of my thoughts of the Golden Globes. In the end, I mean, I think this award show was fine. I think the Globes are something that I tell myself every year I'm not going to care about, but then I end up just obsessed live tweeting the show and wanting to talk about it. So I'm going to talk about it. There's not really a huge lot of upsets. I think there were some things that were genuinely shocking and that some people didn't see coming. But as far as like straight up upsets, I'm not sure if that fully existed. And part of the reason is I don't know if how much people care about this year of award shows compared to previous years. I think specifically when like Bohemian Rhapsody and Green Book won the Golden Globes. That's all everyone ever talked about. This year we don't really have that. I think things kind of went according to plan. Again, for the most parts, let's just get into it. For television, I don't really want to talk about too much because I didn't find anything too shocking. I think, Schitt's Creek and The Crown kind of ran away with it, which wasn't totally surprising because this year, specifically with their seasons, people absolutely loved it. Princess Diana, big hit. Schitt's Creek, the final season, and I'm still terribly behind on that show, but people love it. So, not terribly surprising. Big fan that Jason Sudeikis won for Ted Lasso. I was really kind of pulling for Ted Lasso for musical comedy for best television series. But Schitt's Creek won that. Again, not surprising. But yeah, I'm so happy about Jason Sudeikis. I thought that was a great win. He just played a great Ted Lasso. Outside of that, the Queen's Gambit won. John Boyega won for his Small Axe appearance, which is still interesting to me that the Small Axe films are put in the mini-series or television film category. Um, Compared to other movies that are released on Amazon Prime, Netflix, Hulu, etc., and aren't considered a television film. So I don't know. I guess because again, it was a series and the individual films were presented as episodes. So I guess that's what makes it a television film. But anyways, I haven't seen that one yet. But so congratulations. But the movies is I think the more interesting thing, at least for me. Especially because I think like with movies, that's something that's easier to consume a lot of because when you have I don't know, 10, 11, 12 movies that are kind of like the front runners to win a lot of these awards, it's much easier to consume them. When you're talking about like Schitt's Creek, Ted Lasso, you got to watch seasons and seasons of multiple shows to even get a grasp on what has a chance of winning. So that's why I think in general people care more about the movies category. Let's talk about some snubs first because Mank, who was leading the nominations with 6 nominations, didn't win anything. So I think that's really the biggest, sorry, I should say the first surprise of the night. uh, Also, The Father and Promising Young Woman, both nominated for 4 Golden Globes. Is that right? Yep, 4 Golden Globes. Didn't win anything. I haven't seen The Father, so I can't really speak on it. Promising Young Women. It's one of those movies that like I really enjoyed, and I wish there was awards for it to win. I do think the ones that it was nominated for, like, I can't really be too upset about any of the winners and being like, no, Promising One Young Woman should have beaten that. So it's just one of those hard things where like I think I wish that there was more to offer for that film. Besides that, One Night in Miami didn't win anything. Hamilton didn't win anything, which we'll get to Hamilton, but I'm still shocked that that was even like considered a movie up for awards because it was a recorded Broadway production from 2015 that was released on Disney Plus. It's just interesting. But no, let's get into some of the winners. I'll just kind of read through them and share my thoughts when I have them. Best Animated Feature, Soul, not shocked. Best Foreign Language Film, Minari. I need to see Minari, but I hear it's amazing, so not completely surprising there. Best Original Song from the movie The Life Ahead, which is A 2020 Italian drama film. So that one I think was a shock. Now the best original song isn't like the most popular category everyone's talking about, but still it beat out Judas and the Black Messiah, Trial of Chicago 7, One Night in Miami, United States versus Billie Holiday. So that to me was an upset just because it's a film I've never heard of. Best original score, Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross, my apologies, and John Baptiste for Soul. That's a solid win. I thought it was either going to be that one or Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross for Mank, so I guess they won one of their films and add John Baptiste to the Golden Globe winner list. Best original screenplay. Or, sorry, I don't think it's best original screenplay. It just says best screenplay, so I guess that entails everything. Aaron Sorkin. Not entirely surprising. His best screenplay? No. But it's Aaron Sorkin, so you gotta assume that the Hollywood Foreign Press loves him. Best director, Chloe Zhao. I think I'm saying that. I'm Chloe Zhao. I'm sorry if I'm not saying it right, but that's how I'm going to say it for the rest of this video at least. Best director for Nomadland. I think this was pretty awesome. Now, I think a lot of people expected her to win this, but nevertheless, I thought it was very cool, especially because the Golden Globes has historically been not great for even nominating female directors. There was a couple years ago where there were like none. And this isn't just a Golden Globes problem, but like last year at the Oscars, we saw no female directors nominated when there were clearly a lot of great female directed movies last year. So the fact that there were, well, I think, three of them in this category, amazing. So I'm really glad she won. The second female to win Best Director in Golden Globes, if I'm remembering the fact I read on Twitter not too long ago. So yeah, I think Nomadland is a movie that I have newly seen since I recorded my other video, Golden Globes reaction. So now that I got opinions on Nomadland, it's much easier to talk about and be excited for her win, because I think it's an incredible film. Not one of my favorites of the year, but I think, like, technically speaking, yes, it's absolutely beautiful, and I think it qualifies to really lead a lot of these awards. So I'm really glad she won it, and even more pumped that she's directing The Eternals later this year, which, if she wins the Oscar for Best Director, which I mean, again, Golden Globes don't really, like, say a lot about the Oscars, but it does give you like a little hunch of like what people are thinking or what the talk is. So if she does win, like, I can't imagine an Oscar-winning Best Director directing an Avengers movie, or I guess MCU movie, the same year. I just think that'd be insane. Getting into the acting categories, supporting actress Jodie Foster in, I don't even know how you say that, The Martini. Okay, this movie isn't even out, which I think is very interesting. So it's supposed to come out on, Prime Video on April 1st. Okay, never mind. So I guess I can't even like talk about this movie, which is very interesting. So I don't know. Don't really got a huge opinion on that. Kate Hudson nominated for music. I bet she's real glad she didn't win. And that's even just a funny thing to think about is music. This movie that, again, when I did my original video of the nominations, I didn't know a thing about the movie music. So I was like, I don't know what this movie is. But then all of a sudden the controversy kind of got like brought way to the surface on the internet of why it is kind of a terrible film. I still haven't watched it. I don't think I need to, but you gotta think that Kate Hudson is very glad she did not win that. That wasn't the right category. I'm talking about supporting actress. That was for actress. Well, let's get to actress. Actually, real quick, Amanda Seyfried, I think, should have won for Mank. But again, I can't really talk on Jodie Foster's performance. Okay, actress, where Kate Hudson was nominated for. Rosamund Pike won for I Care a Lot. A movie that I haven't talked about yet on this channel, and I probably will, even though it's going to be a pretty late review for when this movie actually came out, but I didn't really care for that movie at all. It just didn't work for me, but her performance was pretty great. I think I will be pretty disappointed if she does win the Oscar for Best Actress, but we still got a while, and there's a lot of great performances this year, so we'll see. The Best Actress was for motion picture drama, Andra Day for the United States versus Billie Holiday. And this is a movie that I have not seen yet because it was just released on Hulu this weekend. And I honestly didn't really think I needed to prepare myself for the Golden Globes because I just figured, well, I don't know, Frances McDormand, Viola Davis. I would have loved to see Carey Mulligan get it, but no, Andra Day. So I think that is also a really big upset for tonight, and I unfortunately can't really speak too much on it. For the supporting actor, Daniel Kaluuya, which is the best pick you could have done. Thank God Jared Leto didn't win. But no, I think he was probably the best performance I've seen all year out of any of these categories, so I'm super glad he won it. Sucks he had technical difficulties, but hey, he did it. Actor, which is Sacha Baron Cohen in musical or comedy, which... Okay, we'll also talk about it because it won Best Musical or Comedy. But for the actors, I mean, like James Corden, Lin-Manuel Miranda, those are two, like, just very hysterical performances that Sacha Baron Cohen went up against because The Prom is just... I don't know why or how it got nominated. And again, Hamilton, like, how is Hamilton a thing for this? So congrats, Sacha Baron Cohen. Especially because that movie won Best Musical or Comedy. I can't imagine it's going to win at the Oscars, but it's cool that at least happened here, I suppose. But the competition is just like a joke. Okay, so again, Hamilton, enough about Hamilton. Music, I've already talked about music. The Prom, I mean, like, those movies are just, like... If any one of them would have won, I think it would have been the funniest thing ever, and honestly the talk of the internet for the next 2 weeks. The only other competition was Palm Springs, and it did beat Palm Springs. Personally, I like Palm Springs better, but I didn't really consider that like a critically acclaimed film. In Borat, I enjoyed a decent amount, but it's just... I don't know if this category just like doesn't really speak critically acclaimed, award-winning movies, and this is just what this category is asking for, but you have to think that in previous years we've had much stronger contenders in this category. To talk about Best Actor in a Motion Picture Drama, Chadwick Boseman won, which was absolutely huge because... I think, again, just going off of what my Twitter said, this was the first time it's happened to someone who did pass away. So I'm not going to pronounce that word that I do not know how to what, you know what the word I'm talking about? Yeah, apparently it's the first time that's ever happened, which is pretty cool. I don't know if it was my favorite performance, but he's definitely deserving of it. I think Riz Ahmed would have been my pick if it was just going off of what I thought was the best performance. And I also heard Anthony Hopkins was amazing, but you can't be upset about Chadwick Boseman. I think I don't know. You're always going to get a discussion like, did they just give it to him because he passed away? And but like, I really believe that if he was still alive, he would have been a contender for this award. So I am perfectly happy that he won it, and I do think that he might be leading for the Oscars. And I'm really glad that Daniel Kaluuya is being billed as the supporting cast because I would love to see both of them take this away at the Oscars. And then Best Motion Picture Drama, which is ultimately like the top prize category within the Golden Globes. The nominations were Nomadland, The Father, Mank, Promising Young Woman, Trial of Chicago 7, and Nomadland won it. Which, yeah, I think I was a little shocked that Frances McDormand didn't win Best Actress because I thought her performance was just incredible. But this movie, you have to assume is the front runner for all the awards at the Oscars. Best Director, Actress, Best Picture, maybe even some. I could see it winning Best Original Score now that more people have seen it and are understanding the technical aspects that go into it. So yeah, it's a film that I greatly enjoy and would be more than pleased to see go far in award season. But yeah, I mean, the Golden Globes, it was a fine show. My kind of take on it this year is that I think it's less about seeing what the Oscars are going to look like, but more so just giving the casual average moviegoer, like I consider myself to be, more of an updated, like, hey, these are the movies you have to pay attention to. So now that we see what were the big award winners, now we can pay more attention to those. And I need to go watch the Billie Holiday movie, apparently. But yeah, this was a longer video than I thought it'd be, but that's just my initial thoughts, reaction. Again, not a lot of huge surprises, a couple, curveballs here and there, but I thought it was an okay show. Golden Globes. I don't know what else to say about it. So if you like this video, please comment below, were there any upsets or shocking things that happened during the Globes that you just didn't see coming, or was it pretty much the whole show according to plan? Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Award season is here, so we're going to be making a lot more videos around these topics. I will see you next time.